It is December 12th, 2020. You're looking at a Leslie S5, that's a 5-chime locomotive horn. This was purchased from the Santa Fe Railroad in 1979 or 1980, more likely 1980. And I promptly took all the horns that I got apart and sandblasted them. And this one hasn't been together since probably 81 or 82. I have had the power chambers remachined by a mechanic. The nozzle on the front chamber, which is inside there, was worn down to the point where it was out of specs and probably didn't work very well, but it has been remachined and I am now putting the horn back together. Back in 82, I tried to machine power chambers myself using a numerically controlled milling machine, a Wells index milling machine with a Fanuc control on it. If this would focus, you could see that there's some little tangents on the outer rim there. So this was done with a milling machine. I made very fine steps with a very tiny Z change per unit of X change. And so this little diagonal here is really a tiny little staircase. Same thing with this chamfer here. And as you can see, I got it a little off center, which is not good. And I'm not sure if this surface was machined or not. If it wasn't, then there's no guarantee that everything is coplanar. I could see how I might have just skipped it because I thought it didn't matter. But it also wouldn't have been that much of a hassle to do it, so I imagine I must have machined that. It seems like there was a nick here from the tool. One thing that you can see is that the milling machine cutter wasn't in contact with it for about 120 degrees there, which means it was definitely a little bit off center. Anyhow, so I didn't really have very good luck with these remachined parts working, even though I machined them to the original Leslie spec. And so a few years back, 2012 I guess, I found out about a guy in Torrance, California that remachines these things, and I sent off a set of power chambers. Oops, where's the other one? Well, it's there somewhere. To him for remachining. And then I bought a set of gaskets from a fellow in South Carolina. So I am currently... Okay, so did I lose a power chamber already? Oh, here it is. Oh, I just set that down. Duh. Anyhow, so in a few minutes I'll have this back together, and then I'll fire up the old air compressor and blast the eardrums out of the neighbors. Assuming I can get to the air compressor. I'd like to hook it up to a large diameter hose. I might not have all the hardware I need to connect to the hose. Bummer. Well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Okay, I've got the big effing air compressor going, and we're just a few moments away from a honk. Okay, here goes. They work. The reason for the long attacking decay is this giant capacitor I have here. I wish I had a shorter hose between the valve and the horn. I'll try it again with the door closed. Even with earplugged and hearing protectors, that thing is way too loud. I'm not going to close the door. I got the pressure in the hose up to 120 pounds there. That was quite louder that time than last time. Last time I was being a little sheepish. I think it's time to flee before law enforcement arrives.